Want to watch Chocolate play Apex Legends on our Twitch channel? Head over to twitch.tv/CrossAtlanticGaming. He's really good, honest. Risky, hit that music.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 98 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week, as always, are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear.
Hello!
And Moose.
What up?
Happy Monday.
Is that what day it is?
Dude, it's weird, right? Unless you're like going into the office and stuff, you have no idea what day it is right now.
I do the same thing every day, regardless of what day it is. So.
The good news is, for all of our listeners out there, if you're listening to this, the day that it pops up, it's a Tuesday. So there's that.
And we are fresh and new. We don't have anything in the bank because we all record from home anyway. So
Exactly.
No need to wipe this down. Sorry.
Not yet, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It'll
Wait
get
till the end.
contaminated eventually. All right, before we get into the show, I did want to mention that next week's episode is our Patreon episode, and just as a reminder, you have the option of going through Patreon, obviously, for the gift card, for the drawing, I should say. You also have the option of a Twitch Prime sub on our Twitch account. And I think we're doing that. If you sub to both, you get one extra. If not, if you do have a Twitch Prime sub, we can get you an entry into the drawing. So
That's right.
Yeah.
pretty simple. I don't think I messed that up, right? That's how it's working.
Yep, buy two, get one free.
Yes.
Love it. And one of them you don't even have to buy. It's perfect.
Yeah, you just have to
Buy
pay
one,
for
get...
your Amazon that they don't deliver anymore.
That's only certain things I've heard. Everything I try to put in my cart, it's like, you'll get it in like a month or two. I'm
Yeah.
like,
How's May sound? I'm like, what am I paying for here?
May sounds terrible. Can I get a refund?
I bought a load of kids' stuff. Luckily, that came quite early. The other stuff I bought has not.
Yeah, it's funny because I share my account with my parents as well, so they're getting stuff and like seeing the orders, and I'm seeing the delivery updates that they're like getting all of their stuff quick. But anything I've put in a cart the last couple weeks says
Not
like it's
important.
going to show up in May. So
That's hilarious.
apparently they're ordering like adult stuff, and I'm trying to order like sets of Legos, and that's not as important. So
Well, you should be careful and tell them to be careful because I hear the COVID is at the Amazon now. So
yeah, I told my mom to just leave the packages outside for a few days.
yeah, let the porch pirates get sick.
Yeah, there you go. They live out in the country; they'll be fine.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so couple easy ways to get into the drawing next week. So head over to Twitch, head over to Patreon, both those places. Get yourself in the drawing for next week's episode. We always look forward to that. So that's next week.
Yeah, buddy.
Anyways, another week in gaming. What have we all been getting into? Let's start with Chocolate playing some Duck Souls.
God, this feels like deja vu.
I don't
Dark
know.
Souls plus Risky. Get it right.
Well, I wasn't sure if there was these YouTube links were in here for a reason or not.
I made that mistake about 14 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So
So,
That's hilarious. Duck Souls. I'm assuming this isn't Dark Souls, but maybe a spoof on it? Question
you've
mark?
just killed my joke. So, I was going to rehash my joke from 14 minutes earlier. So, think of Dark Souls, picture Dark Souls in your head, and then throw that away. Duck Souls Plus is a platformer with you, a duck, who needs to save his eggs, of course, because that's common sense.
That's
I
what a
would
proud
say.
parent would do, right? Gotta save the eggs.
Well, there's 100 levels, so I don't think they're all his or hers. I don't know.
Or maybe.
Or they, who knows? Anyway, so it's an 8-bit old-style platformer that's that sometimes you want to stab yourself in the leg because it is so hard. So I was saying to Moose earlier, it's a little, do you remember N plus or N plus plus for the 360?
I remember that game.
Yeah.
Wasn't that also? It was like in the Apple not the Apple Arcade, the old arcade on 360. What
Yes.
the heck was it called? Was it just called Arcade?
Live Arcade?
Live Arcade? Was
Yeah,
it
it's
one of those
arcade
games?
Xbox Arcade.
Xbox
Something like that.
Arcade, it could have been. But anyway, it's kind of in that same vein of platforming and difficulty ramp ups, and just how on earth do I jump over this spike landing on this ledge to jump on a moving part that then I can then jump. It is infuriating at times. You only have your jump ability and a dash ability that you get right at the beginning of the game, and that is it to get you through the whole of every level.
So is this difficulty hard because it's just hard, or because it's another janky game like the one you talked about a couple weeks ago?
This one, no, controls are tight.
Yeah, I'm watching a trailer. It looks like Super Meat Boy or Celeste, or one of those 8-bit super difficult platformers.
It's got a nice difficulty to it. I'm trying to think of the tagline they've got for it. The fast-paced action platformer about a duck with incredible skills to dash and has a mission to find all the eggs to save his species.
It's a ninja duck.
So, go on.
I was going to say, is there anything that sets... I mean, obviously, if you're making a game like this, I guess one thing that could set it apart is the whole duck part of this game, I guess. But is there anything mechanically that sets it apart from other platformers that you've been playing lately? Or
Not really.
No? Okay.
I think it's the
just
majority.
Right.
Yeah, he's just a normal duck, just your average Joe.
He has a bandana though. So
he does.
Cool.
Well, you've got 20 customizable hats that you can collect as you go through the level.
There you go. There's your unique thing right there.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any more special powers apart from you might look a little bit cooler as you dash or double roll over
Chocolate.
impending doom.
Have you ever heard the phrase "look good, feel good, play good"? It's by a very wise man named Neon Dion.
Right.
Or maybe Michael Irvin. It's one of those two.
So you're saying I should shower before I play my games? Damn.
If you'd like to, yes.
Who knew?
Clean up a little bit before the stream. Might, catch a few female viewers in there. Who knows?
Shirt and tie. That's what I'm going to do next time I stream. Which is tomorrow
play
morning.
Video games.
Well, they're stuck at home, so they might have to now.
No,
or watch people play.
Rice Krispie treats and cookies and cakes and, girl stuff. I kid. Don't kill me. I live in a house full of women, so I got to take it out somewhere.
You're allowed to make those jokes if you fall under those circumstances, I think.
That's right.
You're good. So Duck Souls.
Duck Souls Plus.
It's a game.
Duck Souls Plus, sorry.
Yep. It's a game. It's a game from Ratalaika, or Ratalaika, I should say. So as I picked this up, I was thinking, yep, I've got 1,000 G's in the bag, easy peasy. Who knew you had to finish the game to get your full 1,000 G's? And this one's quite difficult. Those sons of
guns. Sons of guns.
Those son of a ducks.
Son of a ducks.
Yep, had to get though. So yeah, it's.
Would you say this game is ducking nuts?
It's
or ducking
quackers.
hard?
It's quackers.
That's enough duck puns for today.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're quite foul.
Oh, what the duck, Risky.
You guys are the worst. You're not even saving them for the end of this week, huh?
Nope.
All right.
Go hard or go home.
I've been quarantined, sir. I've been quarantined.
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm good with it. So, Duck Souls, pick it up. $5.
Duck Souls Plus, Bear.
But yeah, Duck Souls Plus, sorry. Don't get it confused with Dark Souls.
One of them is probably much more challenging and better, well polished.
And one has a duck.
And one has a duck. There you go. And a bandana. All right. Moving on. Moose, we can both talk about this one kind of. You played some Drawful 2 this past week.
Weekend. Yeah.
And I also dabbled in a bunch of different the Jackbox games. Do you know what Jackbox Drawful 2 actually came from? Or was that a completely standalone thing?
I'm not sure if it is, but it's free right now. So
I did see that.
A standalone. So it's free in the eShop and it's free on Microsoft, but I'm not sure if it's free on Steam. So.
I think it is free on Steam.
Okay. So I know it's part of the Jackbox family, but I don't know if it's part of one of the bundles or not.
Yeah. So if people aren't familiar, do you just want to give them the quick pitch about what Drawful 2 is?
It's a super simple Pictionary that if you have an Xbox, you can stream on Mixer, and anybody in the world can join in, watch your stream, and then from a device, say phone or tablet, can play along with you. And I think I said it's just like a basic Pictionary type game. You have two colors, no eraser.
Which I actually love that you can't erase your drawings.
Yeah, you just scribble stuff out, and people are like, "What is that?"
Yep.
And so you got two colors, no eraser, and you can play up to 8 people, and everybody gets a different subject to draw, and then you have 45 seconds to draw, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And I would suggest use your full time period, because people like draw something in like 10 seconds and it's terrible, and it's just like nobody's gonna guess what that is, and you're a terrible drawer. Try using 2 colors next time.
Yeah, or if you have a stylus laying around, give definitely. That a whirl. Or play on a tablet, something with a little more real estate. You
betcha. So you just either take your finger, like Risky said, a stylus, and you draw whatever your subject is, and then everybody turns them in, and then they go through one by one, and everybody guesses what you're drawing. And then once everybody makes their guess, if you get it correct, you get a certain amount of points. And then if not, everybody's guesses go up on a board, and then you have to guess the correct one and, decipher out all the other guesses. So if you guess that correctly, you get points. And so there's like 3 different rounds where you can score points in each drawing. And then you go through each person's drawing, and then I think it's like 3 rounds, and then that's the end of the game. So
yeah, and I also think, can you customize it? Just like a set amount of rounds as well, I think. So
I believe so. There's customizable games in it to where you can set the topics, you can set how many rounds, all that stuff. And I believe there's a parental feature on it too. So you can, block out any vulgar subjects, or they're not going to let you, draw giant phallic symbols like I love doing in those games. So
yeah, that's one thing that I found out, because I was playing with my parents, my brother, and his girlfriend, and Meg. So there were 6 of us. And the way you play this game when you're playing with like your family, well, at least for me, compared to how I'm playing it at midnight with a bunch of drunk people over the internet, is completely different.
Yes.
The drawings are much more or just the answers. I guess the drawings aren't the bad thing, because you're drawing what the game is telling you to draw, but your answers to what some things could potentially look like. But the one we had pop up that I was like, oh, okay, was a neutered dinosaur. So somebody drew a dinosaur and a package down on the ground away from it. And I was like, I know what that looks like. I have no idea if that's what they meant to draw. Right. So I wrote it anyways. And I think I got a lot of points for being so bold. And guessing that it was dinosaur with junk cut off.
Yeah, I had one that was clumsy lover. How do you draw that with children?
How do you draw that at a PG level?
Yeah, I drew a picture of a guy slipping on a banana peel and then hearts all around him, and nobody guessed it. Imagine that.
Yeah, but if you had your own way.
Yeah, I was telling Chocolate earlier, I was like, I could have drawn a picture of 2 people in bed with a speech bubble that says wrong hole, but I think,
I don't think you're supposed to use letters.
Yeah, that would be the last time Uncle Moose was allowed to play Family Game Night.
So yeah, the whole Jackbox suite. I mean, Drawful is just one of the many ones if you own it, and I think a couple of them are in Game Pass actually. Because I think like
3 is.
Yeah, Jackbox 3.
Okay, so I had 1 and 2. I don't know if I had got them on Games. I'm not sure I ever bought them, so they might have been Games of Gold at some point, or maybe I picked them up on a.
I want to say 2. Discount. I want to say 2 was free, wasn't it? Free not so long ago, or was in Game Pass.
That totally could have been. I just don't remember paying for them. But so if you get them, like Moose described earlier, you can kind of play with anyone, anywhere, which is awesome. Right. So when I was playing with my family, and this might be true for you too, Moose, we had like a video call up on one screen, and then we were playing on the other. It was just it's a great way for everybody who's stuck at home right now, not able to go see their families.
Exactly. Yeah, we had FaceTime up. On one of the iPads.
It's awesome, and it's something that I think I'd like to do even like once this is all done with, like family that doesn't live close by, like even just a once a month thing where you can get 10 different families together, or just 10 people from those families together to play games like this. It's such a good way, I think.
Because I think some of those Jackbox games you can play up to like 16 people.
The one that's called Fly Swatter or something said 1 to 100.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I think that's a super rare case. But yeah,
Sure.
it seems like a lot of them were like 8, 10, 12.
Right. At
So
least
lots of
6.
people.
Most of them were for at least 6 people.
And that's the thing. Like I was saying, you could even do it like if you have a big family, just do it by families. Like one family
Right.
could just be using one
Yeah.
tablet to draw and answer and all that kind of stuff. It's
Right, or make people share and be on a team. That's what we did with the kids.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
put two kids together on a team. It's like, all right, you guys are a team, and then the 2 boys are a team, and so it's easier that way too, because then they don't get frustrated because they can help each other out.
Right. And yeah, that's really all Jackbox is. It's a bunch of different, there's like trivia games, there's games where you have to like make up phrases. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm assuming a lot of people do know what Jackbox is in general, but if you
Right.
aren't familiar, check it out, especially now. There's literally no better time to be playing this with friends and family than right now while you're stuck inside your own home. So
Yep. I think later on this week I'm going to try out a late night happy hour with friends and do some Jackbox, and everybody get some cocktails together and see how
That's
it
awesome.
goes. So,
some people know him, but Jesse Prince of Cats, he does on Friday nights, he's doing like a happy hour stream on Twitch where he has a green screen and his background is like
oh, nice, a
a
bar.
bar, and it's it's just chatting stream, and he doesn't
That's cool.
he doesn't drink any alcohol like on stream, but he
'Cause
has
you
like
can't do that, right?
yeah, he has like 90s commercials playing on a little TV on the bar and just plays like
Oh,
plays music
brilliant.
from the 90s the whole time. It's pretty awesome.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, if anyone wants info on that, hit me up and I'll give you some info. But people are coming up with some interesting ways to get together and hang out and talk, not in person. So Jackbox is a great way to do that.
Yeah, buddy.
I've got that tomorrow. 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, do you?
Jackbox with the wife. Yeah.
Hey, there you go, dude. Whatever.
Is that what you guys call that, Bear?
Yep.
good.
I'm not going to say anything. Moving on.
All right. Well, we can go back to you, Bear. This next one you're playing is called Agent A. Is this just another small game on your way to beating Chestar in your gamer score race?
No,
No? Okay.
I pulled out the Switch. Shoot me. The Switch came out. I was looking after the kids. The wife came down, and I snuck the Switch out and purchased Agent A. Or A is for Agent. I can't remember which way around it is.
Is this
But-
something I should know what it is? Or is this a smaller indie game?
It's a very peculiar small indie
Okay.
game. It was deep discounted. I think it was like $2, if that. So it is a... Oh God, Moose, remind me of the title, because I just said... It's
A
just
point
brain
and
farted
click
now.
adventure.
That's it, thank you. Point and click adventure game. So you are it's really cool. A secret agent, and you are on the case of finding this, I'm just going to say bad guy, but it's bad lady. As you get progressed through the game, you are clicking on little puzzles, and the first puzzle will interact with a next puzzle, and this is all within the same frame of the game. So you, at the very beginning, you go into her room, and there are 3 puzzles kind of laid out, but they're not obvious. So you need to kind of find something that's out of place, and then all of a sudden, you'll move like a cushion from the settee or the couch for you guys, and there'll be a
Sounds like
safe
a Switch
in it.
escape room, Bear.
Essentially, yeah, it is like a mini escape room.
Gotcha.
From what I gather, I looked ahead. I think there's like 5 or 10 chapters. There's not many, but it just gave me that huge kind of James Bond vibe where he's there trying to solve a case or solve a puzzle.
Excuse me.
And there's so many little mini puzzle games within the whole kind of first level. It's unbelievable. I think so far I've stumbled across 10, and I still haven't managed to get out of where you are in the first chapter. It truly is really, really good, and there's a nice big deep story behind it as well.
You can do it, Bear.
Hopefully I can. I just need to sit down, play a little bit, and try not to get frustrated, because I'm like clicking on everything within the screen going, right, you can move that. No, you can't. Damn it. Right, okay. Those plants look odd. Can you click them? No. But I found out those plants are part of another puzzle in another room. So I need to sort that out and try and work and see if that works.
So do you find yourself just like scrolling around the screen, just trying to click on everything?
Yeah, that looks
to find what's clickable.
Yeah, or so went into a hallway and I clicked, I think, a vase or a vase, and there was a button to it. So now I'm in every room going, right, there's a vase there. Press it. No, damn.
Another one there. It's got to work.
One of these have got to work. God damn it.
Check all the books on the bookshelf, Bear.
So I did, and there was something in there as well. The best puzzle I've come across so far, there's two. There was a key in the fish tank.
Nice.
But you had to go get the magnet, which was behind the book in another room, and then you had to kind of put it through, not a puzzle, but like a racetrack as such, because there was corals and it would the key would get stuck. It was a really good puzzle. And the other one was I turned the shower on, and then there was a clock time on the steam from the mirror. So then I had to go find the clock and put the time on that. It's so... It sounds
exactly like an escape room to me.
Yeah, it sounds a bit cheesy, a bit silly. It's got a very kind of 60s, 70 vibe of that kind of suave secret agent. It's really good. Like I said, it's about $2. Nice. It's £1.30, I think, over here in the UK. Definitely worth picking up if you like that kind of mind-bending, thought-provoking gameplay that some of us might need to dust off and use the old brain, because we're 2 weeks locked down so far, and
right.
God knows how long else.
I'm teaching math and social studies.
My schooling's gone out the window. My wife had a go at me because my last week was just absolutely terrible.
It's just a free-for-all, huh?
I started off really good. We sat down, we pretended to have like a registration, or they have like a little assembly in their nursery. By day 2, they were just like running around, swinging their underpants around their heads, kind of rolling. I'm shivering in a corner going, why?
Yeah, they broke you in day 2, huh?
Yeah, easily,
Nice.
without a sweat. But yeah, it's good for kind of the adult brain trying to get that kind of logic working.
Yeah, especially if you're super into escape rooms, you can't go do that right now. So
yeah,
not safely, at least. If there is one, you might.
I don't think they're deemed essential, are they?
No, I mean, if you find an escape room, you might be in a bad situation with some bad people.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying it's a sanctioned escape room.
It's a real life situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. This has got dark twice in 20 minutes. Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh.
It's the quarantine.
We've all been stuck in our houses a while. This can only get worse before it gets better.
All right.
Whiskey, you playing anything different or just the usual?
I mean, just the usual. Our Game Pass Roulette game, which is Ori, and we'll talk about that soon here. That's been taking up a majority of my time that isn't Warzone or Animal Crossing. Do you have any Animal Crossing updates, Moose? What's going on, and what did you name your town? Your island?
Madagascar.
Oh, like Madagascar, except for...
Love it.
Yeah, bro. I always try to implement my name into whatever I do.
I called mine Trubbish after the garbage Pokemon. So.
Because that's what you are.
Yeah, so that worked out. How much money what do you owe Tom Nook for nowadays?
Oh, I think I've decided that I'm just going to put all my money in the bank and pay him with interest at this point. Because screw him.
Is there actual interest?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so I have like $500,000 in the bank, or bells.
So many things I don't know.
Yeah, bro, it's because you can never get on, because my wife's playing Tetris.
It's fine.
So, and I found a little bit of a hack last week. Do I want
to know? Is this going to ruin, it ruined Forza for me?
It might.
If I learn this?
It might, but it's, it's all about the bells, baby. So I just went ahead and went out and searched the hashtag turnips on Twitter and found a lovely young lady that had her turnips selling at 560 bells per turnip. And I bought them at 96.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Talk about turning a profit.
Exactly. I don't really have any reason to do anything else in that game now. I just do the turnips.
You did the Forza Horizon 4 thing.
Exactly.
You ruined the game.
I still do it, dude. I still go shake fruit. I still go fishing because there's a Easter event going on right now, too, that you have to collect eggs and then you can craft all these different, egg furniture things. So the eggs are
making
kinda,
it feel just like a mobile game.
yeah, overabundant though. Like the eggs are wrecking everything. Like I saw on another Discord, people said that the eggs are the COVID of Animal Crossing.
God, it's everywhere.
Because, yeah, dude, they drop out of the sky, they come out of the ground, they come out of the trees. You pull them up with your fishing rod. Like you're trying to just check off animals and bugs and stuff that you haven't had yet, and just another egg. Oh, nope, there's another egg. Oh, a fossil. Nope, it's an egg. So even the gifts you shoot out of the sky are eggs.
Yeah, or go fishing, throw your line out into the ocean. Oh, I caught an egg.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I have, I mean, the limited amount I've played this past week, I that is all I seem to be getting is eggs.
But luckily, there's only 6 more days of this bunny event left, and
Phew.
I think they have nerfed the eggs to make them not as frequent as of today. There's been an update like every day the last 3 days.
Again, feeling like a mobile game.
Yeah.
They're trying to stop that turnip hack. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, right.
Good for them. Yeah, so did you stop turning profit on turnips because you got bored, or
because
you run out of money?
You can only buy them on Sundays.
Oh, right.
So yeah, and then I thought it was all day, and I had some real life situation that I had to take care of. I took my old trusty vehicle to Walmart, and when I got back out with my groceries, it wouldn't start.
All of this sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. So my wife had to come pick me and the groceries up, and we left the car in the parking lot at Walmart. Got some food to go home, and one of the kids got sick in the back seat. So,
Living the life.
Right. So next day, I wake up, I go up there, wait for a tow truck, get it all towed down, get to my house at like 11:55, and run around, can't find the turnip lady. I'm like, whatever, I'll do it in a minute after I eat. I go back, and then I really can't find the turnip lady, so I message my cousin Dean. I'm like, where's this turnip lady at? He's like, she's only there till noon, dude. So yeah, it'll be next week. But also, I know somebody that's time hacking, so I'm gonna buy turnips on there Sunday, so I can get it back.
You are just the worst.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
gonna continue to play this game on airplane mode, just to prove a point that it can be done.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't need people, but I have all the fruits if you need them.
No, I do not want your black market fruits. I'll go to my own islands and find them. Thank you, sir.
Actually, I think you have to be. Yeah, I think you have to be friends, and like I can mail you some fruits, but actually I don't think I can because I have to mail them to myself. Huh?
Yeah, I would say because I am you in this game somehow.
I'll have Dean mail you some fruits, but I don't know how that works either.
Yeah, I think it'll just go to you again. Airplane mode. I'm here by myself. I'm okay though. I'm gonna make it
fun,
quarantined on airplane mode island.
Have you gotten any new residents?
Yeah, a couple.
So you built
only 2 or
the
3
3 houses?
I built a bridge to where they'll be living. I haven't actually built the houses, so that's kind of where I am, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, I've got all that done, and then I have the new town center built. That just happened yesterday for me.
Ooh, fancy!
It looks like a fancy state capitol building or something.
Cool. I like it.
And yeah, that's about it. I have not had a ton of time. Oh, and the best thing about that game is my baby loves that game. Dude,
yeah.
Every time she looks at my Switch, or she'll see my Switch just out of the corner of her eye, she'll look at it, and then she'll look at me, and she'll go,
And you're like, is that Tom Nook talking?
and then, as soon as I turn it on, she just she loves it.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Literally sounds like a voice actor from the game.
She does. I'll have to record it and send it.
That is hilarious.
It's the cutest thing ever.
Good.
So yeah, and Warzone. Having a lot of fun with Art and Ben on that one.
Yeah, you found a squad in these
late night
trying
squad.
times.
I can't hang with those guys, man.
That's awesome.
They get on at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, well, that's not awesome for you time-wise, I guess.
Especially when I lay on the couch at 8 o'clock and watch Tiger King for 2 hours, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
You guys are still playing when I wake up at 5, and I'm like,
I know.
They've got a squad. Oh.
That is funny that a lot of times lately, because you're waking up so early now, that
it crosses over.
I'm going to bed, and then, because it's like midnight for me, but it's like, oh, chocolate's on. Well, I guess I'll pop into a stream for 30 seconds because I need to go to bed.
I'm gonna have to get that Apex Battle Pass, done. So I'm gonna have to leave them at some point and come play a game or two with you late nights.
I'm there tomorrow. I'm there in 9 hours' time. I'm going to wake up early. So if you want to do it, they've got a new event which might be in your news.
Yeah, I got it covered.
What?
Cool. Yeah. All right. Unless I'm missing something here, I think we're good on what we've been playing this week.
Yep.
Other
than the quarantine game.
Woo.
And we're playing Pandemic.
The board game?
IRL?
Jesus.
All right. This is a Game Pass Roulette episode, so let's get into some Game Pass Roulette. All right, so this month's Game Pass Roulette game was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. If you're not familiar with this game and you didn't play the first one, which was Ori and the Blind Forest, man, are you missing out. This is a Metroidvania platformer, 2D. It is probably one of the best looking video games ever made, and I feel confident saying that. The art style here is second to none, really. And the only game for me that this was going to have some competition with was going to be Hollow Knight, because that was by far probably my favorite Metroidvania. But I haven't finished Will of the Wisps yet. But damn,
right?
this game it's good.
The sound is really good too.
The
music. It's just like
feels.
Right.
Where they kick you in the feels again.
Yeah, this one didn't feel as
not as bad as the first
brutal
one.
As the first one.
Not as brutal as the first one, because what essentially happens, and this is obviously the beginning of the game, so I'm not really spoiling anything. Is that you have a little owl buddy, and you're teaching him to fly. He gets a wing, and then you're like, oh, we're flying, this is fun. And then a giant storm hits, and he gets knocked out of the sky. You get knocked out of the sky, and he goes and lands in some distant land, and you need to go find him. And that's the overarching narrative, I would say.
Right. You got to find Ku, right?
Yeah, it's his name, and that's your main goal for this one. But how you're getting there, though, that's some of the most fun platforming I've ever done.
Right.
How do you guys feel about the actual mechanics of the game, like how it feels, some of the abilities? You guys want to touch on some of that stuff?
Yeah. I'll go first if you don't mind.
Go on, Moose. Yeah, go.
So it's really tough at the beginning when you don't have any abilities and everything is restricted, and you can't really, they basically have the path before you. You can't really venture out anywhere but this one way, because you have a jump and an attack, and I think that's it, right?
Yeah, which they're starting you with nothing.
Yeah. And then eventually you get all sorts of things. You can unlock different attacks, different types of energy attacks. What is it?
There's all sorts of different movement and like traversal,
right,
like ways to traverse things, from different types of jumps, grapples, dashes, all sorts, a whole plethora of different ways to traverse, like abilities that help you traverse around the map.
Right. And like as you discover different parts in the map, it uncovers different abilities that you can go back, classic Metroidvania, go back and access new areas and places that you were before. So you just spend the whole time, it feels like, going back and forth to each corner of the map and exposing more and more and more. And all the abilities, like I think I told you in Discord that the triple jump was a game changer for me. Once I got that extra boost of a jump and then the dash on top of it, you could move pretty far across the map without having to hit anything. So.
And it feels so good, like just the whole jumping around thing. You guys were talking about stuttering. Did you guys run into that? Like the hitching?
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
I had it bad yesterday when I was playing it. Like, it would literally just stop the game. It would just sit for like 4 or 5 seconds, and it would start up again. Like when I'm trying to jump back and forth or something, it would just freeze in the middle of it.
Did you find, though, it only happened once?
No, it happened a bunch in my game.
Oh, did it? So I only found it. It was it felt like every large jump going from high to low, that it would just freak out and have that stuttering, which was so frustrating, and it pulled you straight out of the immersion of the game as well.
Sure.
So I was really deep into it. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And then I was like,
stutter stop.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, is my Xbox freaking out or
What did I break?
and I thought it was my hard drive going out. And I was like, oh damn, I've got to spend some money on a hard drive this close to the Series X coming out. And yeah, no, it was just a complete and utter code mess up.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks. And it's obviously something that can be patched out down the road. And we had assumed it was not going to be here much longer at all, but it is. So that's not great. But don't let that one thing detract you from playing this game. The way Moose is describing it, obviously, it's a classic Metroidvania. If you're into that type of game, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't play this. It's on, I think it's also on Steam, right? Or I can get it on the Microsoft Store, Windows Store,
Microsoft Store,
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass, so it's free in both those places. If you have that.
And if you want to play Ori and the Blind Forest, it's on Switch as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
And the stories are tied together, which is another funny thing that is kind of spoilery.
Yeah.
And I
haven't finished the first one yet.
Yeah, I haven't finished the first one either, but a character comes back in the very beginning of the second one. They're like, oh, huh.
Well, that's how that ended, huh?
I guess I didn't get far enough in that game to see how that game ended. so that I spoiled the first one for me, but that's fine. And I also would say that the story isn't a huge thing in most Metroidvania games, and I think if you wanted to ignore it completely in this game, you'd still be getting just a fine amount of content.
Absolutely.
Just playing is
just the platforming is fun, and the fighting and the boss fights and all that stuff.
And just looking at it, as you mentioned, how it looks and sounds and everything, it's
so
well
pretty.
worth your. But it's just well worth your Game Pass.
Well worth your time as well.
Yeah,
a lot of other stuff to play. This is this is a weird one. My hour count got screwed because I worked from home this past week, so I kind of had it up on the second screen, like here and there.
Oh yeah, you're
so
AFK
I would put on
a
pause.
lot.
Dude, I'm at like 40 hours in that game. It's
hilarious.
There's no way I'm actually at 40 hours in that game, but if anybody looks at my stats and he's like, how has he not beat this yet? There's a reason. It's spent a lot of time on the pause menu.
That's funny.
But for people that are playing it or played through it, I am at the part where I need to move a giant bear out of a tunnel. He's blocking the way, and I need to figure out something to tickle his nose and get him out of the way. So that's where I'm stuck currently. I'm trying not to Google anything. I haven't yet. I ended up doing it once in Hollow Knight, and I was like, I'm not going to do it any times here, but I'm not going to do it any times here, but I can only wander around, and maybe a couple mailbags ago, there was like, at what point do you start Googling the answers to like riddles and this kind of stuff in games? Yeah, Cabo Road. And I think I had mentioned that it's until I get too frustrated to the point where it's not fun anymore. And I'm not there yet, but I think if I spend another 2 hours aimlessly jumping around in this game, even though it feels real good jumping around, I might be Googling this one to figure it out.
I'm about 20 minutes.
Yeah, you got 20 more minutes?
No, that's how long it takes before I start looking up.
Oh, you're okay.
I don't follow the guide. I don't follow the guide. I just look up specifically what I'm stuck on.
Yeah. The one thing so you can get past it.
Yeah, and then I'll, until I get stuck
push
again.
on.
Right. Exactly. I don't just, watch a YouTube and play by play, go through it with it.
Like, at that point, what's the point?
What's the point,
right? Yeah. You're not playing.
So I don't think I'm that far into it. I think I managed to do the first puzzle. Was the first one a serpent or a dragonfly where you drain the river and then climb under him? I'm about there, and you're both just silent. Is it the frog? That was it. You had to get his eye and something else.
Right.
Oh my God! Let me tell you, when you had to collect those two eyes, the eyeballs that shoot into him.
Yeah.
How long I ran around with those two stupid things in my inventory, not realizing where they needed to go, dude. Oh my God. And then just eventually, like I was saying, like I'm just running around trying to figure it out. I just ran into that spot, and then he's like, oh, here, take these, move. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Spent the last 2 hours jumping around this freaking game.
Yeah,
So
that's
for me,
it.
that
Go ahead.
oh sorry, miss. That I luckily did. I don't know what happened, but you know where, as with these games, you get taken off the beaten track.
Yeah.
I somehow found them within maybe 15 minutes of each other, and then went back, and it all happened, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
good
and
about
that's
yourself.
pure luck, pure luck.
Just stumbled across everything the
Yeah,
right way.
yeah.
because that's the
but
thing
I'm
about.
lost now.
Oh, now you're it
Yeah, I've got no
happens.
idea where to go.
It
I've been
happens.
lost a
That's
few times. That's risky. I've DM'd them a few times. Like, I'm stuck. I think I'm done with this.
You got to find the map, man, whenever you can.
Yeah.
To get there, and
But you got to have abilities to get into certain places, even if you expose them on the maps.
to
Then
get
you
to
got-
certain map men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I did think it was super similar to Hollow Knight, though, just to compare the two.
Right,
Like, you're
yeah.
finding a dude that sells maps. And I don't know if that's standard fare in, like, Metroidvanias. Like, there's always a dude selling
Yeah, I think so.
maps.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that could totally be a thing, and I just haven't played enough of them. But, yeah, I think Ori might take the cake for me, dude. It's really good. And
I'm only, let's see, to the Wellspring. So, what is that? Maybe like a third of the way through it?
So are you you're like trying to start the well back up right now? Maybe?
I just did start it back up.
Okay, so you're right after that.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm ahead of you, but I don't think not by a ton.
Yeah,
So-
I haven't heard anything about a bear yet. So, usually I get on and start playing it, and then somebody invites me to Warzone, and that's that.
Yeah, that's me. I just need to like I don't go out and message people. I just kind of, like you said, you just kind of
Right.
wait. You're like,
Yeah.
how much time do I have? How much Ori can I play until it's like, hey, we need a
Yeah,
third.
exactly.
You're like,
Or until my wife's like, you're playing this game? Let's do something else. It's like, okay.
boo. I've been trying. Meg's been streaming a little bit. Well, this past week she was. And I was like, will you just stream Ori? Like, just throw me a bone here. And she's like,
How'd
no,
she
I don't want
like
to
it?
play that game.
No.
It doesn't look like fun.
She's not a platforming fan.
Come on. But that, like, one of the first games I ever saw her try to play was like Super Meat Boy, which sounds real
Oh,
dumb because
That's not even a fun platformer. That's
how
just
incredibly
punishment.
hard.
Yeah.
So maybe she's had that real bad taste in her mouth way
That's
back
not
when.
the
It's
first
like,
one to start with. Yeah.
I don't want any more of those. No, thank you. So,
Ouch.
yeah, man. Does anyone else have anything to say about Ori? I think it's fantastic in pretty much all respects, except for the stupid hitching thing, the drop frames. It's
Right.
not great in a game like this.
I'm going to go ahead and make a bold statement and say that this is one of the 6 games from this year that I will finish.
Ooh, very bold.
Shall I note that down? Is that something you're willing to
Sure,
to
just
back up with
Chocolate, when I say something, I mean it, Bear. I don't
No,
waste
I'm doing it.
words, sir.
It's
So-
down on ink.
Got to get it done. I might as well do Ori and the Blind Forest for one of my backlog games, huh?
Oh,
Just knock them
Why
out.
not?
They're only like 15, 20-hour games.
no, this one's longer. Isn't this one 30? And Ori's the first one's 15 or 20.
Rocker said he had his almost done except for his 100% with 16
Rocker's a
hours, I
god
think.
at video games.
Well, yeah,
so you
that's
have
true
to-
too. That's how I compare myself to him in everything that I do.
Smart.
So, but yeah, I don't know how long to play is, but I'd say 20, 30 hours, which is most of the games I choose to beat are 80-hour epics. So
You're right.
give myself a couple easy ones, right?
This will feel like a break. How about you, Bear?
Good
yeah,
man.
overall.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I didn't think they could outdo the first story in terms of look, sound, and everything else. And to be fair, they probably battered it with a stick, haven't they? They've stepped it up so much more. It really is a masterpiece,
Yeah.
visually and sound, or whatever you want to say about your ears.
Audibly.
Audio, yeah. See, I don't know what sounds good.
Audibly.
Awesome.
That's the
Audibly?
correct word.
I'm not saying it's not a correct word.
You
it
could just say
doesn't
the
sound
sound
right.
and the music are great.
Yeah, and that's what I said.
All
Take
right.
that to the bank.
So for me, it's definitely a hit. Moose,
Yep, we got a hit, especially audibly.
audibly, chocolate. How about you?
Yep, no, I'm swinging. It's good. Love it. Hit.
All right, awesome. Ori and the Will of Wisps. Everybody should definitely check that out. We did have some feedback from the community.
From the Roker.
All from Rocker.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I thought we'd get some more people in this game. Everybody's playing Warzone. That's got to be it, right?
I know Shine's playing it. He said he was about a quarter of the way through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, well, first of all, Rocker wanted to let us know that you Warzone guys are playing the wrong game, which, I mean,
he's not wrong.
There's room for both, I think.
I mean, Warzone just dropped that day. I'm sure of it, or 2 days in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like the one thing I'd been waiting for months finally showed up at the time that we had to start playing this. He says, I was getting worried no one else would be playing. I'm like 13 hours deep, and he's almost done. So, yeah, he definitely finishes up quick. He said he's mopping up stuff for his 100% playthrough. It's so beautiful, and I think all of us couldn't agree more with how the game looks, for sure. Beautiful in all regards.
And so are you.
Just like you, Rocker.
It does have the Nintendo voice actors, though, so be aware for that.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody talks. They just do the gibberish with subtitles over it.
Yeah.
The Animal Cross.
Yeah.
They sim. Or Sims don't even have subtitles, do they? Don't they just put like
so.
bubbles?
Yeah, they just rubble. And, they have emotions or something.
Yep. I'm hungry, but blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anyways, so for the month of April, we do have a new Game Pass Roulette game. Where this one's going to be a little more competitive. What we're going to try to do is every other month we're going to rotate a game with a challenge or something that we can have a little bit of competition with in the community. And then the opposite month will be something like Ori, a little more story-oriented. So yeah, the game we're going to be playing is Lonely Mountain Downhill. This is a top-down mountain biking game, kind of. Would you call it top-down? You're kind of like at the...
It's kind of like, it's like Marble Madness.
There
You're
go.
just trying to stay on the mountain without crashing.
Yeah.
And there's like you can take the path down, or you can just send it. So it's up to you.
Send it.
Seriously.
That'll definitely get you killed a time or two.
Oh yeah.
So what we're gonna do is the day this comes out, we will post what course or what mountain trail that we're gonna have the actual time trial on. It'll be something early, so people don't have to put a ton of time in if they don't want, but maybe a couple levels in just to make sure it's not like a stupid easy level. And then we'll post where it is on socials, and then I'll come back next week and tell you guys exactly what course it is on the next podcast. But if you're tuned into our Twitter or if you're on Discord with us or anything like that, we'll have the exact trail that we're going to be time trialing there early for you.
Yeah.
So just real quick, in my opinion, so like you can level up your bikes and stuff. So I think if people want to spend the time to do that, then, they can use whatever bikes, because there's no way to pay to win in this game. Everything has to be put in the time.
Okay.
So if you want to level up your bike to get the one that you can launch off the cliff and not explode 30 feet down, then have at it. I'm going to be playing Warzone, so $10 to get.
So this will be no rules or regulations on what you're using.
Other than like bots and crap, all you hackers out there.
Yeah, no one better be hacking Lonely Mountain Downhill. What's wrong with you? So many better things you could be hacking. No, that was an unfair shot. I've actually played this game, and it is pretty fun. What we are doing is we're continuing or starting, I guess, a skins type of thing where we're going to have $10 for whoever can get the highest score here. If one of the three hosts gets the highest score, we're going to put that into a little fund, and then the next game that we play that has some type of time trial or competitive side to it, that money will go towards that game if you guys don't win it this month. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So every other month it increases by $10 if the hosts win.
Correct.
And we're going to try our damnedest to beat you guys. So,
yep.
I'm going to need a little more output from the hosts than we did in the fishing tournament.
Listen, I caught a fish. That is amazing.
You caught like a 2-ounce little guppy, and you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
held
I'm
down.
done.
You tried to hold down the fort for this one. I'll try to hold down the fort for this one, guys.
Okay.
I really enjoyed what I played of this game. So
Yeah, this game is fun because like it seems very simple, but it gets challenging very quickly.
right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it's the one where the camera starts rotating and your left and right all of a sudden change.
Yeah,
I'm
it does.
not gonna. Yeah, I'm out. I'm
It
done.
sure does. Well, you're
Okay,
still going to
Chocolate
try
has
your
given up
damnedest.
before the challenge has started already again. Perfect.
No, because I've tried it before and I can't get my head around the second turn.
Well, you got a month to polish up on those.
Get your head around that
Oh.
thing. You got about 30 days, man.
Yeah. Oh wow.
All right, so that's going to be Game Pass Roulette for April. That's Lonely Mountain Downhill. So make sure you get that downloaded. If you, I don't. How do we want to? Do they have to be in Discord to put their times in, or are we going to post our highest time?
Tweet us.
Just throw it
You
out
can
on Twitter
tweet
when.
at us too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll keep people updated via Twitter and the Discord. The Discord is definitely the easiest way because that's going to be live and that's going to have the most conversation around it with different members of the community and whatnot.
If you're not part of the Discord, go ahead and tweet at me or Chocolate or Risky, and we'll just throw that screenshot or whatever you have. Because you're going to have to take a screenshot.
Yeah.
We're not going to take your word for it. Sorry.
No, sir.
Oh, I did it in 3 seconds. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. So you just tweet that screenshot to one of us, and then we'll just put it onto that page in Discord. Or you could always join the Discord. Always looking for more friends to talk to.
Links for that are in the show notes.
People have got time on their hands at the moment, so
All right, there you go.
No excuses.
Nope. All right. That's going to do it for Game Pass Roulette for the month of March, though. Up next, let's get into some news. All right. Moose, what did you dig up in the news this week?
There was quite a bit, to be honest.
Hey, I like it.
I
Keep
got
the people entertained.
2 full pages here. So
what?
let's start out with a story mainly for you UK folks. I'm not familiar with this magazine, but Xbox Official Magazine. It's Bath based, right? Out of England there. They had to lay off their remaining employees and shutter their doors last week. OXM is what they like to call themselves. Was one of 6 magazines by the media company Future.
Future something, yeah. RIP.
And the reason for the closure was basically the decline of the retail video game space. Everything's
who buys a
digital
magazine?
now. Exactly.
Yeah, who buys a magazine at, I think it was 6 or 7 quid.
Oh, man.
And yeah, when you can get it free in your fingertips.
Yeah.
I
you
do
could
it
get
when I go on vacation a couple times a year.
Oh, at the airport.
That's
Well,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But usually I'll buy like Maxim or stuff or something like that that's got, multiple different subjects and topics in it.
And things to look at.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, things.
But we have Switches, so we don't need them. But yeah, it's sad. I remember buying those magazines during the 360 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
it's
used
quite
to be
sad.
a Nintendo Power subscriber, sir.
Oh,
Way back in the day, just for the cheat codes in the back.
That's an old flex.
Right?
but yeah, it's sad. But
It's just-
they are talking about people pushing. Aren't they pushing a few to the social? Not
Their
social media.
digital
to the-
stuff.
yeah, which I'm surprised they kind of didn't do earlier.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been a while, right?
Exactly. I don't think you can go for too much longer with getting
So
gaming air quotes magazines.
So if you loved getting that subscription and putting it by the toilet every month, you're gonna have to find something else to do now. Sorry, guys.
Gonna have to bring your phone into the bathroom with you, which you're already doing. So
Exactly.
Well, if you want to hear something funny, they tweeted 3 weeks ago, a kind of a rally of subscribe to the magazine here.
Yeah, the article
and
I
then-
read said that they did it like the day previously to shutting the doors.
Yeah, they were pushing subscriptions.
so they
it'd be
must have
interesting.
known it was going out
Sounds
the door
like
and
the left
that
hand's
money
not
out.
talking to the right hand at all here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens now in terms of people and their subscriptions, whether they get their money back.
So, well, good luck with that. It's sad to see any type of video game media go, but it's kind of a sign of the times. Everything's going digital at this point. So, sorry about that, guys.
Good
up
luck in your future endeavors. Right for the internet.
Right? How about something that's never going to die?
Yes.
Up next, Nintendo announced their Mario 35th anniversary plans. They said that they will release most of Super Mario's 35-year back catalog to the Switch. No specific games have been named yet, but it has definitely created a buzz amongst Nintendo fanboys and girls. They actually kicked it off today, which is Monday the 6th, with a collab with Uniqlo, which is a Japanese clothing brand. They have a UT collection, which is like a graphic tee collection, and it's all Mario stuff. Bear, you can get this in the UK right now. Unfortunately, it's not available to us in the US yet.
Yeah, we call it Uniglo. I think it's Uniglo over here.
Uniqlo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just silly and don't pronounce stuff, which is probably
No
more
way. You don't pronounce things correctly?
Doesn't sound
Who
right.
knows?
So,
but anyway.
Bear, you're going to have to ship me some of those shirts because some of those Mario graphic tees are pretty sick.
Yeah, just let me know what you want and I'll check it out.
Okay.
Quite literally, check it out.
Right? Yeah, I went and looked at the US site and they have like Disney princesses and stuff right now. So
I think that will suit you. No,
I was going to say,
Yeah,
if anyone
right.
needs those, it's you.
I am a princess at this point.
Been converted.
So look for more news as far as what Mario games are coming out. Are there any games that you guys are hoping they might release?
So this isn't one that I've ever played, and that's the reason I want to play it, because Cabo speaks so highly about it. But Super Mario RPG, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
I think it's like an RPG Mario
Right.
game.
Yeah, I think it was on a DS or, right?
That could be. I'm not familiar with it at all, but it sounds like it could be right up my alley. Some Mario and some RPG stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Why
I'm looking
not?
forward to Mario 64 and
Yeah, that's a classic.
Super Mario Galaxy. Both of those games were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
See, I fell off the Nintendo radar in and around all those games being released.
Well, this
so
is
for me,
perfect
I'm
for
not.
you then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So for me, I'm not too sure where to go. Like Mario 64, I've heard loads of things about, and the other one. So one, I'm going to wait and see what the price is because I'm not dropping
60 on
£60.
each one of those games. That would be ridiculous.
for it to sit
dude.
on my Switch to do nothing.
God.
Me and Risky do that all the time. What are you talking about?
It's my favorite hobby.
Well, hopefully next week I'll be able to tell you more about my season pass in Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
All right.
But, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be dropping £60 on something that's just going to collect dust on my Switch.
Yeah,
Right.
agreed.
So I'm looking forward to basically everything after Nintendo 64 because that's when I felt like I outgrew the Nintendo and I was too old for it. So I just stopped. I didn't buy the GameCube. I didn't buy the DS. I didn't buy any of that stuff until I think the Wii came out. So any of those Mario titles in that gap, I'm all about it.
There you go. Yeah, same.
So up next, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remaster is available right now. Only on PlayStation.
Knew there was going to be an asterisk or something there.
Yeah. It actually is available at the end of the month on the 30th for Xbox and PC. Comes in at a smooth price of $19.99, which I believe is fair.
Yeah, and
Sounds good.
what's weird is that you can, in Modern Warfare right now, like the actual game, there's just
can
like
add it, right?
a bundle. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
bundle in their store that comes with like some cosmetics for the current Modern Warfare and like Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered. It's
Right.
super weird, but
And it's just the campaign only. I
Yeah,
believe
strange.
one reason for that is they're adding a lot of the Modern Warfare 2, or a few of the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer maps into the Modern Warfare remaster, as well as they're going to be adding things into the Warzone map, correct?
yeah, that's like Warzone's the perfect canvas for
Right.
a lot of their older games to just be thrown at it, I guess. So
They need to do something with Boneyard. Get that thing out of there.
get it out of the game. I want some Fortnite style like meteors to hit that half of the map.
Just nuke it.
Too funny.
So yeah, up next, it is time for some spring sales. Have you guys taken advantage of any sales this last week?
Trying to not spend my money.
I know, right?
But let's hear
Unfortunately,
it.
my issue is I have most of these games already, and I paid full price for them. So Nintendo, their eShop sale is going on until the 16th, so you got about 10 days left on that one. It's pretty much you name it other than Nintendo IPs is on sale right now. A few of the Nintendo
Agent
IPs. Yeah, Agent A on sale for what?
Yep.
Cup of coffee right
About,
there?
yeah, less than that.
Small cup of coffee.
Right. And then the Microsoft Store, they're having their spring sale. It goes on till the 13th, so you don't have as much time until next Tuesday, essentially. And everything in there is anywhere from 30 to 50% off is what I saw.
Nice.
So any of the games that came out last year that you decided to wait for a sale, now is that time because they're either 20 or $30.
So this is the time that everybody should be doing their sales right now when everybody's stuck with nothing else to do.
PlayStation Network is doing the same thing until the 29th. One I saw there was Days Gone for $20.
Well worth it.
Right. It was a $60 game that came out mid-year last year.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't played Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, any of those, major PlayStation games, they're all on sale right now. So now is the time to stock up on your quarantine stash.
There you go, Chocolate. You can pick up all these games before you even grab your PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. Just sign up for an account, get a username, and just start banking games.
Well, what I'm hoping to do is I'll just sponge off my brother. He's picked up a Playstation, so
there you
I'll
go.
just say to him.
I was going
That's
to
the
say
best way to do
you could probably PlayStation share with me too. So
Yeah.
I've got a few games,
Boom.
Ooh.
and I'm going to be buying another one at the end of the week.
Yes, sir.
So it's not in my
can't wait.
notes, but is it in your notes, Bear?
Hopefully.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. You're good.
Okay.
It depends what game you're talking about.
And Steam, finally, the Steam spring sale is usually in May, so GFY.
Nailed it.
Right? Yeah. Let's move on. Next thing up, Wasteland 3 announced a delay.
Oh, of course.
So this is going to kind of be our delay portion of the news here.
Yep.
Everybody knows about the COVID, and it's screwing things up. So NXIL announced the delay of their third title in the Wasteland series. The release date is moved from May to August, but the company said there's no guarantees right now. All this is due, like I said, to coronavirus. Microsoft Dungeons also delayed to the end of May, but they are not
Is that
making...
Minecraft Dungeons?
Yes,
Okay.
Minecraft Dungeons. What I say,
gotcha.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, they look close when they're written down. especially with
Microsoft
my-
Dungeons. I'm trying to picture what kind of game that is in my head. I don't know if I like it.
It looks the same with my chicken scratch writing, so Minecraft Dungeons delayed till the end of May, but they also said they're not making any guarantees for that date either.
Yeah.
And Last of Us 2 is now delayed to be announced.
Womp, womp,
They don't even have a date
womp,
anymore.
womp.
So, damn you, Corona!
Oh God,
They
dude.
stopped making the beer. That's hilarious.
2020 is going to be the worst year in gaming.
2020 has been canceled until further notice.
I would like to terminate my subscription to this
To-
year. My free
Yeah,
trial.
exactly. Till life.
No, thank you.
Refund, please.
Please.
All right, so here's something that's helping out in the old epidemic or pandemic that's going on right now to help you stay inside. So Ubisoft started this promotion that says "Play your part, play at home." So you can go to free.ubisoft.com for all their free game offers and trials and demos. I went there just a few minutes ago, and during April, right now they have Chess Royale and Rabbids Coding are two games that are for free, and then they have Breakpoint, they have Trials Rising, The Crew 2, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and the Division 1 all have trials that you can play through.
Sweet.
So if you need something to do, go check out, because I'm pretty sure you can get those downloaded for Xbox as well, not just on PC. So,
And I think Breakpoint just got a giant update that completely overhauled and fixed that game. So that
Yep.
might be a good time for people to go try that out, see if they're interested in it.
it's about time I quit wasting my $60 on my backlog on that game, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
So up next, Gearbox is being jerks again. Imagine that.
Yikes. This
So-
is not a happy story.
No, it sure isn't. It's old Randy up to his magic tricks.
Really.
Borderland 3 employee bonuses were significantly less than projected and bolstered when they were recruited for the game. Also, Randy Pitchford got a $12 million bonus last year when they started developing this game, right? Or right after they finished the development of this game.
It's probably right after they finished it. Yeah.
Right. And the reasons that their bonuses were not as high as said, they were promised was that the game development cost too much money and they had to pay back $2K. So people are pretty unhappy because with Borderlands 2, people were literally able to buy houses and things of that nature
with just their bonus check.
Yeah. So, and now they're like, here's $5,000. Thanks for working on our game. And because people basically are taking less wages to work there because they have this employee share incentive that everybody's essentially a part ownership of the company. And so somehow they have made the books or the math work out to where Randy got 12 mil, but nobody else got any money. So that's fun.
That's not good, is it?
No. They said they don't have any money because they had to pay back the developers, but Randy, took his off the top.
He got his. Well, of course, that's you get paid first, don't you, when you're the top of the pyramid?
Right. So, just God, Randy Pitchford is just putting his foot in his mouth again, right?
He's a strange piece of work. I don't want to say piece of work, but everything that's
he's an ego
for the last year now.
Everything's about him. Look what I did. Look at me.
Look at my magic trick.
Right.
I was saying, he's a magician. He made all their bonuses disappear.
Yeah, I put them in his bank account.
Yeah. It was in your pocket. It's now in mine. Yeah, it's not right at all.
But I don't know. I believe in karma, so something terrible will happen to Randy at some point, right, guys?
Possibly. Cough, cough.
COVID's coming for him.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
Anybody want to play Pirates on their PC?
I haven't got a PC, but we'll pretend I'll say yes.
Okay. Well, Sea of Thieves is headed to Steam. So I went and checked it out. There's a title page and trailers up for it on Steam. But where it says to, download or pre-purchase or anything like that, it just says coming soon. So good news about this is crossplay will be enabled with Xbox and Microsoft games. So you should be able.
But you can already play Pirates on your PC.
Correct, through Microsoft. But now it's going over to Steam as well.
Am I the only one that's thinking this is slightly strange?
Well, this is only benefiting the people that are so set on only using Steam as their
Right.
game launcher that they wouldn't have played Sea of Thieves.
But there's probably millions of those users, right?
Well, yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see how many downloads it gets on Steam because I'm honestly curious. But there's also probably a lot of people that would rather launch this out of Steam in general. So if they have the option, they're just gonna download it on Steam anyways, so it's there instead of having to go through Microsoft. So
and
you might actually see a ton of downloads.
Yeah, some people prefer Steam's, communications over Microsoft's or vice
definitely.
versa type deal.
Yeah.
So it's just another option to play the game. I think, like Microsoft is trying to do, just get their games on as many platforms as possible. Just equals more money.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're doing all the right things at the moment, aren't they, Microsoft?
It seems like it. That's what Phil said. He's after seeing. I didn't put this in the news, but he basically said in an interview with was it Game Informer?
It's one of the only magazines left. So.
Yeah, and they're not doing well either. They're tied to GameStop, so. But anyway, he said that he is pretty confident and feels pretty good about where they're sitting right now after seeing everything Sony came out with. So we shall see.
Do you have any news about the PS5s and how they're overheating? The dev kits are overheating.
We can talk about that real quick because I did hear about that. They don't want to go with the cylindrical fan system like the Series X has because they don't want to copy Xbox, but that seems to be the only way that the engineers at Microsoft have been able to keep all this horsepower cool.
Yep.
And so the PlayStations are failing.
And this is coming from, nobody's talking about
These are dev kits. Yeah, these are dev kits that are failing.
Yeah.
Christ.
So unless they do a complete rework, which they're already producing these things.
Right,
So it's
absolutely.
Guaranteed this goes the way of the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death.
I was going to say, does this still make you want to buy the new PlayStation, Risky?
No, this scared the crap out of me when I saw this.
Right?
I was like, these things are melting in front of devs right now.
It'll run if you put it in your freezer.
Yeah, like I used to have to like wrap a towel around it and to like make
Reset
it so solder
right?
things back together inside of itself. Like,
Yeah, it's like a
not
heat
interested.
code that it would have to like overheat so bad that you wrap it in a towel so it would overheat so you could play it for another 20 minutes to an hour just to stop and do it again.
yeah, and that's the other thing is I'm seeing reports that people think this is going to be like $400, which I would assume is going to be lower than what the Series X will
Xbox has
be.
got to be at least 5, I would say.
But at what cost? Like, yeah, cool, it's cheaper. Is it going to burn down my house or just kill
It's
itself
a
in the first
$400
week?
paperweight. Congratulations.
So
Do you think that gives them enough time to then do as Microsoft did and in the background try and then start fixing the overheating issue to then give people replacements? Sounds like a big kind of...
this is the only thing I'll say is that if you think you're going to be a day one adopter of the PS5, you might want to think twice about it. Unless Sony straight up comes out and says something about this,
If they don't address it, then it's an issue.
then that's scary, especially with everybody kind of. I mean, this is obviously all rumors, but it's coming from a lot of big sources that are like, yeah, I know game devs that are having a much tougher time doing this on PlayStation because the things are just dying.
Yeah, they melt.
Oh, not good looks for them. Well,
No.
I'll be interested to see if Sony says anything or they don't say anything at all. That'll be the biggest story.
Right. Because like I said, if they don't say anything, it's going to be an issue.
Yep.
So let's move on, Bear, to talk about what you're excited for this next week. The Old Ways event.
Oh, who watched the trailer?
I did.
Or the short? It was...
It's all those Resident
was
Evil
good.
looking dog things.
Oh, yeah, they were scary as hell.
They're called
But
prowlers.
the backstory for
The lore for Bloodhound.
Bloodhound.
Yeah.
Was good.
They're talking
that's-
about Apex, by the way, in case anyone was
Yes,
confused.
sorry guys. This is it. The new Apex event that's starting today as you're listening.
Today, yeah.
So it's called the Old Ways, and it kind of gives you a little bit more lore and information about Bloodhound and where it came from.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, I just want to be politically correct. So as you
isn't it
guys
them?
know, they are the first transgendered video game character to be featured that we know of, right?
Yes. Well, Bloodhound is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is messing with my mind. Jesus, I might mute myself.
Hey,
Me too,
this is progress, Bear. This is learning. We are doing a service here. So, a couple notes from it. It runs from the 7th to the 21st, so you get 2 full weeks. There is a battle pass involved with it that you can unlock certain things just for the event, so you don't have to own the battle pass to get them.
So it's like the Grand Soiree.
Exactly.
You get to earn your points and knock off your battle pass at the same time within the game.
That's good. So if you play one match, you're earning progress towards both things. Then
yeah.
that's good.
It looked like the final prize is like a really cool skin for Bloodhound, right? It's like called Young Bloodhound or something like that.
It's so I think it's the as you saw the first cinematic trailer of the lore of Bloodhound.
It almost
I
looks
believe
like
it's
Zelda.
that skin.
Right?
Oh, it's weird
That's what it
because
gave
it's
me.
got the-
It gave me like the Breath of the Wild vibes.
Okay, I didn't play enough of that game to make that comparison, but okay.
Yeah, remember?
Because you
Moosey
returned
traded
it
in.
5 minutes after you put it in your Switch. Oh, that's why you're
Whoops.
leaving this podcast in 2 episodes.
Surprise 101. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of other notes. There's going to be another new place on the map. What's the old map called, Bear?
Oh no,
King's
something-
Canyon.
King's Canyon.
King's
There you go. There's
Canyon,
going to be
yeah.
a new place called King's Canyon, or in King's Canyon called the Newtown Takeover. It's going to be added to the map, and you can do what's called the Bloodhound Trials there. And it's going to be a PvE event within the Battle Royale game where you have to kill all these wild dogs or prowlers.
I think it's the prowlers to get the top tier loot.
Right. And once you've
It
done
seems.
this, it unlocks, kind of like the boss fights in Tarkov or the PvE events in Fortnite. Same type of deal where once you finish this event, it unlocks top tier loot. But you got to be aware that there are other people just playing regular battle royale out there trying to shoot you in the head at the same time.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's going to be like the hottest drop possible for the first like week when that comes out.
No doubt.
I think so.
And then duos is a thing, so that's going to be a
Yes.
permanent
So they said
thing.
Duos, permanent,
Oh,
as well
snap.
as...
And also map rotation is going to be a permanent thing as well. So you can choose Kings Canyon or what's the other one called? I'm not named, sorry.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, you've killed me
The
now.
The
new- that's
frozen,
good.
the frozen and fire map, right?
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to have to Google it now. Oh, for God's
So
sake. What is
it's
wrong
funny
with
that this is happening because I feel like I literally just talked about this a couple weeks ago. I was like, do you
Right.
think they'll ever put it so you can just pick one or the other, or is it gonna
Yeah.
separate the
I
player
just
base
wonder
too
how
much?
much the new map is going to get played because everybody loves
Seems
Kings
to love
Canyon.
Kings Canyon. Yeah.
Right. So it's all new, exciting stuff. Like I said, Bear, you got to pull me away from that war zone so we can get some of this battle pass knocked out.
The best way
Yeah,
to
do you
pull
think
him
I could
away is
find-
to get him some wins. That'll pull you anywhere.
Yep. It's all
Yeah,
about
I got a
the
win this morning. Yeah, it looks brilliant. The one thing I'm concerned about is that load times have been dreadful
Oh,
for
yeah.
loading into ranked matches. So now they're splitting the player base even more.
Ooh.
Yeah, just
How-
play on
'cause
common.
you're
Don't play ranked.
Does all
Now you play
does
ranked.
all ranked play get played on the same map? Like
At the moment, yes. Yeah, so ranked gets played on the same. However, the way they're splitting it, from what I can understand, is you can do solos, duos, trios on either map, and then that can also be ranked or not unranked. So you're potentially splitting your player base 4 ways. Have I done the math right? Or 8 ways is that? Could be 8 ways.
Right.
I think 4 ways.
4 ways.
Ranked, non-ranked on 2 maps.
Yeah, 2 maps. 4 ways.
Yeah, right. 4 ways. So yeah, how is that going to work? And the fact that they talked about not bringing in cross-play with PlayStation currently.
It'd be nice
So-
if they bring it in with PC so that you could play.
Oh, what? So you get rocked?
No, because you do it in all the other battle royales.
I don't.
Well, yeah. I suppose.
Also, you say get rocked, but if you've paid attention to, which I don't know
Dude,
who is, but-
controllers have advantage in some games.
yeah, Ninja lately has just been going on tirades about
Right.
how
Oh, he's got to be on controller.
controller players are just cheating and
Right.
how they have such an advantage using a controller with the like auto aim or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
aim
Aim
assist.
assist.
Aim
Yep.
assist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can take them, Bear.
They
I'll
pay
take
that
it.
kid millions of dollars to complain.
Yep.
Good for him. So,
I want that job.
yeah, right. My daughter'd be good at it, that's for sure. She's a professional complainer. Other than that, Inside Xbox tomorrow, 5 Eastern.
Of course.
Set your schedules. Yeah.
So by tomorrow, he means today. If you're listening to this,
yeah, I'm
right?
sorry.
No, you're
It's
good.
April 7th, Tuesday, today, 5 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a new Inside Xbox, but do like I do, just watch the synopsis because those things are a little long-winded.
They are, but I've got a feeling they'll give away some freebies. I always love a freebie.
True. It is just funny that these things are always like the day that these come out, and we'll have missed them. But we'll touch
Everything
on it
always
next
drops
week.
on a Tuesday, so
Yeah.
we're always a week
Like the
behind in the news. Exactly.
Ugh.
So, I think that is it for the news this week, boys.
Yay!
We did it. Chocolate. Anything coming out this week? Actually, I know there's stuff coming out this week.
Yeah,
Give me
I know
There
one
is-
thing for sure.
God, you're lucky because I was just about to run to the toilet. So, games out this week. I believe the game you are talking about is Disaster Report 4.
You shut
Summer
your mouth when you're
Memories.
talking about Final Fantasy.
And that comes out April 7th. We also have that comes out also on the PlayStation, PC, and Switch. We have Gunbrick 9. Gunbrick, which is out on the 9th of April, and that's coming out on the Switch.
Gunbrick 9. The
Yeah,
ninth
do you know
installment
what?
in the
Damn it,
Gunbrick
those
series.
games are good enough to make 9 of them.
They are indeed. It's because I'm concentrating so hard on not going to the
Trying
toilet
to
right now.
poop himself.
Exactly. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, buddy.
10th of April.
Yeah.
What about for Xbox? When does
game-
it come out for Xbox?
I couldn't even
We'll-
go that far
We'll
in the
tell you
calendar.
the week that it comes out.
Yeah.
But that's out 10th of April, so enjoy that, you Final Fantasy people. Right, Game Pass games. We had totally reliable delivery service that dropped in there.
I hear that's pretty good.
And
Do it.
yeah, I wanted to play it, but I didn't have the time this week. So
I would
might
play it
try
with
next week.
people.
Right.
Oh,
Not a good solo game
then.
at all.
in that case, then
Get friends,
I won't
Bear.
be playing it at all. Get friends now. And then also, as we mentioned last week, Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition.
Near
is
Automata
out.
for all us English speakers.
Yeah,
Automata.
bloody whatever. Anyway, and that's 45 gigs, guys. So set your downloads.
I mean,
now.
that's a big old AAA game. Well worth the download, for sure. Both those games. Grab them both. Both good. Do it.
I haven't played it, so I can't do it. Right, so leaving Game Pass. If you need to get these games played, the Book of Unwritten Tales 2, Guacamelee, one of Moose's favourites.
Dude, it's a good
was that
platform.
Guacamelee 2.
For sure.
This next one, I know I put in there incorrectly, and I was meant to correct it, and I did not. And it is MX versus ATV Reflex.
Okay.
Doesn't sound great at all.
It's not.
No, that's all right.
I played it for the achievement thing.
There's achievements.
No, the
Okay.
Game Pass.
The quests or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
The quest. Love the quests. Also have Prey leaving, and then you've got Samurai Showdown 2.
So Prey is probably the only notable game in there. That
Prey is legit.
I'm too scared to play it, but
Oh, it's such a good game. If you can get all the way through it, which you should be able to if you're enjoying it, the end of that game is just mind-boggling. I love it so much.
I think
It's
you
a good
mean
one.
mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling.
And then we have the free games. So Xbox Games with Gold. Project Cars 2 has dropped, and that's for... Hang on, I'll do the next game as well. And Fable Anniversary, and those two are in as of April 1st until the 15th of April. We also have Knights of Pen and Paper 2 bundle, and that's for April 16th until May 15th. And then also there's Toy Box Turbo, and that runs from April 16th until the 30th of April. Guys, you'll know what your PlayStation Plus games are.
Yeah, it's a good one. One
I
of them's
haven't
good.
had PlayStation Plus in like 3 years, man.
Also that.
Oh, well, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. I don't know what is wrong with me
A
today.
Tales
That game kicks lots of
Yeah.
ass. I own it already, but it's really fun.
Sounds like a good game. And then Dirt Rally 2.0.
That game's good too. I think it's in Game Pass.
Yes.
Yeah, PlayStation knocking it out of the park. I would
Doing
take
good stuff.
I would take both those games over the Xbox
Well, our
games.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But we said...
Mini toy racers? That's a good one.
But I will say
Oh,
that
sounds-
I would take, I don't know, Nier Automata and Totally Reliable Delivery Service
Right.
are both pretty good games. So if you got Game Pass, boom, do it.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, hey, I think we did it. We did it again. We're all here. We're all healthy. We're all having a good time. For now.
Right. You might have to call the loony bin here for me next week.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
for all of
God.
us.
Yeah.
I'm allowed out as of Friday. Thank
Of the
God.
loony bin?
Yeah, I got my day pass.
That a boy, man.
Finally.
They're not
You get
giving
some-
day
Yeah.
passes around here until after the 30th of April.
24 hours of freedom. That's what you get.
No, we're finally out of proper lockdown for our family, so we get some fresh air.
Dude, I would go for
There you
24
go.
minutes of freedom at this point.
Awful.
That's what I take long showers now. Just because I don't want to get out.
Oh boy.
More frequent and
Not for
longer
the same
poop
reason
breaks.
as when we did when we were teenagers, Bear. Come on.
I wasn't even thinking it. He probably was. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it. Let's plug this thing up. We have one big link for everything. Streamerlinks.com/CAG podcast. That link is at the top of the show notes. That'll take you to Discord. It'll take you to Patreon, which is important because next week is our Patreon episode. If you want to get in on that, check that out. We'll also give links for Twitter and Instagram. That's the other
Instagram,
social
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
I think that'll do it for that stuff. I am at Risky the Kid everywhere. If you want to reach out to me, Chocolate. How about you?
Chocolate about 80 everywhere.
And Moose.
Moosenstein 8314 all places.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all new episode. Goodbye.
Peace.
Send help. Where does the Easter Bunny get his eggs from?
Oh boy, I can be really rude on that one. I don't know, Moose. Where does the Easter Bunny get the eggs
from? The eggplant.
Oh my
Duh.
God.
Should have seen that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
You got another one?
Yeah. Why shouldn't you tell an Easter joke?
Because they're cracking.
Because it's May.
Because it might crack you up.
Oh, so close.
Spring is here. I got so excited I wet my plants.
Nice. I like that one. An old urination joke.
Yeah, lovely. Just what I need right now. I have got nothing. I literally can't concentrate or see straight.
My wife told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down.
Oh, this is wrong, but I'm going to say it anyways. What do you get if you pour boiling water down a rabbit hole?
Uh-oh.
A hot cross bunny.
Yep.
Or rabbit stew. You pick.
Rabbit stew would have been a good one. I like it. Anyways, I can cut that out. Anyway.
Yeah, and cut the show off.